There is a truth, raw and unyielding, that stands at the foundation of all success and all failure alike. You cannot rise beyond the limits of your mind. You can build empires of gold, accumulate treasures beyond measure, and yet remain shackled if your thinking is poor, if your mindset is broken and barren. Wealth is never merely a ledger of numbers or a stack of currency. It is a reflection of the mind, a mirror held up to your beliefs, your habits, and the quiet conversations you have with yourself when no one else is watching. If you want riches, real riches, the kind that do not fade with markets or crumble under pressure, you must first become rich in thought, in attitude, in mental discipline, and in the relentless pursuit of your better self. This journey begins not with your bank account, but in the quiet forge of your mind, where the sparks of greatness are struck and the flames of transformation are kindled. The first step is to confront your attitude, the lens through which you view the world and yourself. Attitude is not a trivial thing. It is the soil in which your life's garden grows. Poor soil yields weak, stunted growth. Good soil nourishes towering oaks. The difference is attitude. The poor mindset tells you, I cannot. It is too late. I am not good enough. It whispers fears in the dark, invites doubt to dance at your table, and steals your power in silence. But a rich mindset stands tall and says, I will learn, I can improve, I deserve success. This is no mere platitude. It is a statement of war against mediocrity. You must become a soldier who refuses to surrender to the voices of limitation, who instead trains your mind daily to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Your attitude shapes your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. If you refuse to tend your attitude with care, your destiny will wither like an untended garden under the scorch of neglect. Communication, often overlooked, is the architecture of your relationships and the foundation of your influence. A poor mindset in communication sounds like excuses, complaints, and blame. It stumbles over words of self-pity and scarcity. But a rich mindset communicates with clarity, purpose, and respect for oneself and for others. It understands that the words you choose are the building blocks of your reality. Speak with the conviction of someone who owns their future, who holds the power of their voice like a sword sharpened by truth and tempered by kindness. This is not about empty charm or manipulation. It is the mastery of how you connect, inspire, and influence. Your words create ripples that travel farther than you see, shaping the lives around you and in turn circling back to lift you higher. Refine your communication until it is a beacon of your rich mindset, a language that opens doors, mends wounds, and builds bridges. Self-discipline stands as the silent guardian of success, the unseen muscle that turns dreams into reality. Without self-discipline, even the brightest ideas remain flickering candles in the wind. A poor mindset despises self-discipline because it demands sacrifice and effort, and the poor mind fears discomfort above all else. It chooses ease, procrastination, and fleeting pleasures, slowly eroding its own potential. But the rich mindset embraces discipline as the truest form of freedom. The freedom to choose your path, to master your impulses, to build habits that serve your highest goals. Each time you resist temptation, each moment you push through fatigue, you are forging the chains that bind you to your future success. Self-discipline is not punishment. It is a sacred pact with yourself to rise above the mundane, to move forward when others retreat, and to honor your potential with every deliberate action. Mindset, in its entirety, is the soil, the seed, the water, and the sun that nurture the garden of your life. It is the unseen force behind every choice, every reaction, every dream pursued or abandoned. To think of mindset as merely positive thinking is to diminish its power. It is far deeper. It is the active shaping of your inner world, the relentless cultivation of beliefs that support growth, resilience, and abundance. The poor mindset shrinks from responsibility, clings to victimhood, and dwells in the shadows of limitation. The rich mindset takes ownership, even when the world is harsh, and seeks lessons in failure, hope in struggle, and clarity in confusion. It understands that setbacks are the tuition fees for mastery, that the path to wealth is paved with trials that refine rather than destroy. To build a rich mindset, you must be ruthless in shedding lies you tell yourself, disciplined in feeding your mind with knowledge and wisdom, and courageous in confronting your deepest fears. Change is the engine of growth. You cannot expect to plant new seeds and water old soil and hope for a harvest of riches. To change your life, you must change yourself daily, consciously, and deliberately. This is not a chore or a burden. It is the sacred dance of life itself. The rich mindset sees change not as loss but as gain, as evolution, as the unfolding of your potential. It knows that comfort zones are prisons and that growth demands discomfort, patience, and persistence. Every habit you break, every new skill you learn, every thought you reject or embrace, shapes the trajectory of your existence. Change is not a destination, it is the very pulse of becoming. When you commit to change, you declare war on stagnation. You refuse to be a spectator of your own life, and you claim the role of creator. You become an artist painting the masterpiece of your future, stroke by courageous stroke. Living more positively is not about forced smiles or naive optimism. It is about choosing your focus, shaping your narrative, and living as an intentional architect of your inner world. The poor mindset dwells on problems, magnifies obstacles, and feeds the shadows of doubt. The rich mindset acknowledges reality without surrendering to despair, finds gratitude in the smallest details, and crafts a story of resilience and possibility. Positivity is the lens that colors your perception, making the invisible pathways visible and the impossible achievable. This is the art of mental alchemy, transforming the base metal of circumstance into the gold of opportunity. To live positively, you must first cultivate awareness. Notice the thoughts that creep in uninvited and challenge them with the power of choice. Refuse to let negativity anchor you to a place of despair. Instead, rise like a phoenix from the ashes of your trials, each time brighter, stronger, and more determined to carve your path with hope as your compass. The path to being a better person every day is not a quest for perfection, but a commitment to progress, to becoming a little more conscious, a little more compassionate, and a little more courageous than yesterday. The poor mindset judges, condemns, and clings to blame. It stagnates in the mud of excuses. The rich mindset takes full responsibility, seeks to learn from every encounter, and treats failure as a brutal but honest teacher. Being better means developing empathy for yourself and others, practicing forgiveness, and cultivating humility without losing your sense of worth. It means showing up with integrity when no one watches and choosing values over convenience. This is the heart of true wealth, the richness of character that no fortune can buy. As you grow in goodness, your life ripples outward, touching others, creating a legacy that outlasts wealth. Every small act of kindness, every decision to act with honor, builds the invisible currency of your soul. To get rich, then, is not to accumulate things, but to cultivate a rich mindset that commands abundance in all areas of life. It is to understand that wealth without wisdom is hollow, and wisdom without action is barren. It requires a fierce commitment to mastering your thoughts, emotions, and habits, a relentless refusal to be a victim of circumstance, and an unbreakable belief that your future is in your hands. The rich mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, doubt into determination, and dreams into blueprints for action. It does not wait for permission or perfect timing. It takes initiative with urgency and precision. It understands that success is not a matter of chance, but a discipline of choice repeated daily. The rich mindset knows that money is a servant, not a master, and that true wealth lies in freedom, the freedom to choose your life, your purpose, and your legacy. This freedom is born in the crucible of mental mastery and forged through daily acts of courage, discipline, and integrity. You cannot acquire this freedom by wishing for it or hoping someone else will grant it. You must claim it fiercely and defend it relentlessly. The poor mindset fears freedom because it demands responsibility, but the rich mindset embraces it as the highest prize. So, stand now on the edge of your old thinking. Look out over the vast expanse of possibility and make your choice. Will you remain trapped in the poverty of limited belief? Or will you break free and cultivate a mind fertile enough to grow true riches? Will you be the master of your inner world, commanding your thoughts and emotions like a general marshals an army? Or will you surrender your future to the whims of circumstance and the chatter of doubt? The choice is yours, but remember this: no wealth, no success, no transformation can ever come from a poor mindset. You must first become rich in thought, rich in discipline, rich in courage, and rich in love for the person you are becoming. Let this be your call to arms, your solemn vow, and your daily battle cry. To think rich, to act rich, to live rich. This is the unshakable foundation upon which all true riches stand. No shortcuts, no excuses, no half measures. Only the relentless pursuit of growth, the unwavering belief in your potential, and the fierce determination to create a life that reflects the wealth of your mind and soul. The journey is yours. Walk it with the heart of a lion and the mind of a master. Richness is not a destination. It is a state of being. Begin now. You cannot separate your mindset from your environment any more than you can separate a tree from its roots. The company you keep, the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, they are the winds that either nourish your branches or whip them into chaos. A poor mindset is nourished by toxicity, by doubt whispered from others who have not dared to rise. It feeds on envy, gossip, and the comfortable numbness of complaining without action. But the rich mindset guards its inner sanctum fiercely, curating its influences like a connoisseur selecting only the finest vintages. You must become vigilant, a guardian of your own mental temple, deciding what thoughts, what voices, what images you allow to penetrate. Fill your world with books that challenge you, with mentors who elevate you, with friendships that inspire you. Remove the poison that dulls your ambition and clouds your clarity. This discipline of environment is not optional. It is essential. You cannot sow seeds of greatness in barren ground. The mindset of abundance does not come from external wealth, but from the internal recognition that life itself is generous if you choose to see it. The poor mindset views life as a limited pie, a game of scarcity where every gain for another is a loss for oneself. It builds walls of fear and suspicion, shrinking the possibilities before they even appear. The rich mindset knows that abundance is infinite and that generosity is a multiplier. Giving your time, your knowledge, your kindness, these are investments that return exponentially. To give is to open the floodgates of prosperity. It is the paradox of wealth. The more you give, the more you receive. This is the heart of true richness, a mindset that transcends the narrow focus on accumulation and instead cultivates a garden that feeds many. Fear is the greatest enemy of the rich mindset. It is the shadow that lurks behind every hesitation, every excuse, every decision deferred. The poor mindset is ruled by fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. It builds prisons from what-ifs and maybes, locking the spirit in chains forged by imagined disasters. But the rich mindset faces fear with the quiet courage of the warrior, who knows that fear is not the absence of bravery, but the presence of it. To move forward despite fear is to claim your power. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign, a call to prepare, to learn, to grow stronger. Do not let fear dictate your limits. Instead, let it sharpen your focus and steel your resolve. The mind that masters fear becomes unstoppable. Gratitude is the soil from which joy and fulfillment spring. It is not a naive wish, but a radical act of recognition. The acknowledgement that even amid struggle, there is much to be thankful for. The poor mindset dwells on what is missing, on wounds inflicted and doors closed. The rich mindset counts blessings, large and small, and uses gratitude as fuel for resilience. This daily practice rewires the brain, shifting attention from scarcity to plenty, from despair to hope. It is the alchemy that transforms ordinary days into miracles, that softens hardship and magnifies happiness. Cultivate gratitude as a sacred habit, a ritual of the soul, and watch how it enriches every corner of your life. Time is the currency of life, and the poor mindset squanders it on distractions, procrastination, and meaningless pursuits. The rich mindset treats time as the most precious asset, investing it wisely in learning, creation, and meaningful relationships. It knows that how you spend your minutes shapes your years. The discipline of managing your time with intention separates dreamers from doers, those who watch life pass by from those who craft it with purpose. Guard your time against theft, whether by endless scrolling, toxic drama, or idle chatter. Prioritize tasks that move you forward. Embrace focus as a sacred practice, and honor every moment as an opportunity to build your legacy. Success is never final, and failure is never fatal to the rich mindset. It embraces the cycle of rise and fall, knowing that each setback is a lesson carved in the stone of experience. The poor mindset crumbles under failure, labeling itself unworthy, defeated, and done. But the rich mindset sees failure as a mentor, harsh but invaluable, guiding you away from false paths and toward wiser choices. It cultivates resilience like a muscle, growing stronger each time it is tested. This mindset understands that true richness is not a straight road but a winding climb, where every stumble teaches balance, every fall breeds strength, and every scar tells a story of survival. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. What you believe, you become. The poor mindset builds walls of limitation, believing it is powerless, that success is reserved for others, that greatness is a gift denied to them. But the rich mindset designs its future with the precision of a master builder, laying bricks of belief that support vast dreams. It refuses to accept the narratives handed down by fear or failure. Instead, it rewrites its story daily, scripting scenes of possibility, courage, and triumph. To build this mindset, you must guard your thoughts as fiercely as a lion guards its pride. Question every doubt, nurture every hope, and feed your mind with visions of the life you intend to live. Every day is a new battle, a new chance to choose the rich mindset over the poor. It is a fight fought in the silence of your mind, in the choices you make when no one else is looking. The rich mindset demands consistency because brilliance without discipline is wasted energy, and talent without persistence is like a candle flickering in the storm. You must train your mind relentlessly, like a warrior sharpening a blade, honing focus, cultivating patience, and building mental endurance. This is the crucible of transformation, where ordinary men and women become architects of their own fortune. The price of richness is vigilance, and the reward is freedom. As you cultivate this mindset, remember that you are not alone. The path is walked by countless souls who refused to be confined by circumstance, who dared to dream and acted on those dreams with fierce conviction. Draw strength from their example, but do not compare your journey to theirs. Your riches are unique, as are the battles you face. Embrace your story, with all its struggles and victories, knowing that every step forward is a victory against the poverty of thought. Stand tall in the knowledge that wealth begins within, and that every thought, every action, every moment carries the potential to build or to destroy. This is the essence of becoming rich, a mindset forged in the fires of discipline, tempered by the waters of resilience, and illuminated by the light of purpose. It is not easy, it is not quick, but it is certain. You cannot be rich with a poor mindset, because poverty begins long before the wallet empties. It starts in the heart and mind. So choose richness today. Choose to believe in your power, to master your mind, to embrace change, and to live each moment with intention and gratitude. This is the alchemy of wealth, the secret weapon of the successful, and the path to a life not just of riches, but of meaning, impact, and true freedom. The journey ahead is yours to claim. Will you take it? The pursuit of wealth is often mistaken for a chase after money, but true riches are a reflection of the soul's growth and the mind's expansion. It is the deep understanding that abundance is not an external prize to be won, but an internal state to be cultivated. The poor mindset confines itself to the limits of circumstance, tethered by past mistakes and fears of the unknown. It clings to comfort zones like a lifeline, fearing the transformation that growth demands. The rich mindset, however, embraces discomfort as a herald of progress, a necessary fire that melts away the impurities of doubt and complacency. To be rich in mind is to be a continual student of life, forever evolving, forever stretching beyond yesterday's boundaries. The power of habits cannot be overstated in this transformation. Habits are the invisible architecture of your daily life, shaping your actions without conscious thought, forging the path towards success or failure with every choice repeated over time. The poor mindset is lazy in its habits, allowing distractions and excuses to dictate behavior, letting procrastination erode potential like water wearing away stone. The rich mindset builds habits of discipline, learning, and focus, daily rituals that fortify the mind and align action with purpose. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is often the difference of one habit formed, one decision made consistently over thousands of moments. This is not luck. It is mastery of the self. Vision is the compass that directs this mastery. Without a clear vision, the richest mind is like a ship without a rudder adrift in the sea of possibility, but unable to reach any shore. The poor mindset drifts aimlessly, swayed by the winds of opinion and circumstance. The rich mindset holds a vision so vivid and compelling, it becomes a gravitational force, pulling every thought, decision, and action into alignment. It is not enough to want wealth. You must see it with such clarity that it burns like a beacon through the fog of doubt. This vision feeds motivation, sharpens focus, and fuels resilience when the storms of challenge rage. Craft your vision with care and revisit it. Often it is your North Star. Learning is the lifeblood of the rich mindset. It is the relentless quest to expand knowledge, skills, and understanding, fueled by curiosity and humility. The poor mindset believes it already knows enough, or is too old or too burdened to learn more. It settles for ignorance disguised as comfort. The rich mindset sees every person, every experience, every failure as a classroom. It devours books, seeks mentors, listens with intent, and applies wisdom relentlessly. This commitment to lifelong learning keeps the mind sharp, adaptable, and ready to seize opportunities others cannot see. Remember, riches come not only to those who work hard, but to those who work smart and evolve continuously. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. The poor mindset hesitates, overthinks, and lets fear paralyze intention. It waits for perfect conditions or a sign that may never come. The rich mindset understands that action, imperfect and bold, is the engine of progress. It knows that speed beats perfection and momentum crushes doubt. To be rich in mind is to be rich in courage. The courage to start, to fail, to try again, and to persist beyond all resistance. The smallest step taken consistently is more powerful than the grandest idea left unexecuted. You must move now, relentlessly, without waiting for permission from the universe or yourself. Self-awareness is the mirror that reflects truth and illuminates the path forward. The poor mindset avoids introspection, fearing what it might find beneath the surface. It blames others, circumstances, and luck for its plight. The rich mindset looks inward with honesty and compassion, owning its flaws and celebrating its strengths. It cultivates mindfulness, observing thoughts and emotions without judgment, and chooses which to nurture and which to discard. This inner clarity is the foundation of emotional mastery, mental discipline, and authentic growth. Without self-awareness, the richest riches become meaningless because they lack alignment with your true self. Gratitude and generosity are twin pillars supporting the structure of a rich life. The poor mindset clings tightly to what it has, fearful of loss and scarcity, closing off the flow of abundance. The rich mindset opens its hands and heart, knowing that true wealth multiplies when shared. Giving is not only a moral act but a strategic one. It builds relationships, fosters goodwill, and creates a ripple effect of positivity and opportunity. Gratitude grounds you in the present, reminding you of the gifts already in your life, while generosity propels you forward, expanding your influence and joy. Together, they create a cycle of abundance that feeds the soul and the world. Patience is the quiet strength behind all lasting achievement. The poor mindset wants instant gratification and grows restless when results do not appear immediately. It is easily discouraged and prone to giving up at the first sign of struggle. The rich mindset understands that wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It embraces the slow, steady work of planting seeds, nurturing growth, and weathering storms. Patience fuels persistence and steadies the spirit when the path seems long. Remember that the mightiest oak was once a tiny acorn that waited years to stand tall. Cultivate patience, and you build endurance, the secret weapon of the truly rich. Surround yourself with those who elevate your mindset and challenge your limits. The poor mindset isolates itself or falls prey to negative influences that reinforce scarcity thinking and doubt. The rich mindset actively seeks out communities of growth, people who inspire, who hold high standards, and who celebrate progress. These connections become a source of accountability, encouragement, and wisdom. No one reaches greatness alone. Every success is woven from the threads of relationships nurtured over time. Choose your company wisely, for you become the average of the 5 closest to you. Ultimately, the richest wealth you will ever possess is the mastery of your own mind. It is the ability to control your thoughts, harness your emotions, and direct your energy toward meaningful purpose. This inner kingdom is impervious to external chaos, immune to the opinions of others, and unshakable in the face of adversity. To cultivate this mastery is to become the architect of your destiny, the captain of your soul, and the creator of a legacy that transcends material riches. It demands courage, discipline, and unwavering commitment, but the reward is freedom beyond measure. You cannot be rich with a poor mindset, because wealth is not a destination, but a reflection of the strength, clarity, and vision held within your mind. Build that foundation, cultivate that mindset, and the riches of the world will follow not as mere chance, but as the inevitable consequence of your transformation. The road ahead will challenge every part of you, the comfort you crave, the doubts that linger in the shadows, the voices that tell you to settle for less. But know this: the mind that refuses to be poor is a fortress no storm can breach. It is the quiet rebel that laughs in the face of impossibility and builds ladders where others see walls. To walk this path, you must cultivate unwavering faith, not in luck or fortune, but in your capacity to grow, to learn, to overcome. This faith is the lifeblood of the rich mindset, the invisible force that propels you forward when the world seems to conspire against your dreams. Without it, even the best plans falter. With it, mountains become stepping stones. Every thought you harbor is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your future. Plant doubt, and you harvest struggle. Plant belief, and you reap success. This is no mere metaphor. It is the unchanging law of mental causality. Your mind does not discriminate between the imagined and the real. It acts on the commands you issue. To think rich is to choose your thoughts as carefully as a master painter selects colors, blending them to create a vision of the life you desire. The poor mindset wastes this power on fear, envy, and excuses. But the rich mindset wields it with precision, crafting thoughts that serve, inspire, and elevate. Take control of your mental garden today, for it is the source of all that you will become. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality, the daily, often unseen choices that shape your character and carve your destiny. The poor mindset balks at discipline, seeing it as restriction or sacrifice. The rich mindset understands discipline as liberation, the freedom to act according to your highest values and deepest purpose. It is the muscle you build through consistent effort, the habit you forge by repeating what others neglect. With discipline, your intentions become actions, your goals become milestones, and your potential becomes achievement. Do not underestimate the power of small acts done repeatedly. They are the architects of fortune. Embrace the power of resilience, for setbacks are inevitable on the road to richness. The poor mindset crumbles under pressure, seeing failure as a verdict rather than a lesson. The rich mindset rises each time it falls, stronger and wiser, armed with the knowledge that resilience is not an innate gift but a cultivated skill. It rewires the mind to view adversity as a forge for strength, not a cage of despair. To cultivate resilience, you must face discomfort head-on, learn from mistakes without self-condemnation, and maintain a relentless belief in your capacity to persevere. This is the essence of mental wealth, endurance born of experience, and fortified by hope. Vision is the spark that ignites action. Without it, energy dissipates in confusion and doubt. The poor mindset drifts without direction, while the rich mindset crafts a clear, compelling vision that serves as a beacon through uncertainty. Your vision must be vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged. It must move you so deeply that you cannot help but act. It aligns your decisions, fuels your motivation, and sustains your passion. Without vision, the richest mind wanders. With it, even the smallest step is purposeful and powerful. Build your vision daily, refine it constantly, and let it pull you relentlessly toward your greatest possibilities. You are the sum of your choices. The poor mindset chooses comfort over growth, excuses over responsibility, and stagnation over progress. The rich mindset chooses courage over fear, action over hesitation, and growth over comfort. This is not a one-time choice, but a series of daily battles fought in the quiet corners of your mind. To win, you must cultivate awareness, catch yourself when you slip into old patterns, challenge limiting beliefs, and reaffirm your commitment to progress. Your choices are the strokes on the canvas of your life. Choose them with intention, and you will paint a masterpiece of richness. Gratitude transforms your inner world and your external reality. It shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, from loss to gain, from complaint to appreciation. The poor mindset overlooks the blessings in pursuit of what is missing, fueling dissatisfaction and despair. The rich mindset pauses to count its blessings, no matter how small, and uses gratitude as a foundation for joy and fulfillment. This practice rewires the brain, opening channels for creativity, happiness, and connection. Cultivate gratitude as a daily ritual, and watch how it colors your world with richness beyond material wealth. The journey to a rich mindset demands that you take full responsibility for your life. The poor mindset plays the victim, blaming circumstances, other people, or fate for its condition. The rich mindset acknowledges that while you cannot control everything, you always control your response. This ownership is the key to empowerment, the realization that your life is not a product of luck or chance, but of your decisions and actions. It frees you from helplessness and places you firmly in the driver's seat. Own your choices, your mistakes, your victories, and your future. This is the hallmark of true richness. Surround yourself with those who challenge and inspire you. The poor mindset isolates or absorbs negativity, draining energy and ambition. The rich mindset builds a tribe, people who hold you accountable, lift your spirits, and expand your horizons. Relationships are a mirror reflecting your mindset. To grow rich in mind, cultivate connections with those who embody growth, integrity, and success. Choose carefully, nurture deeply, and invest in these relationships as you do in your dreams. The greatest wealth you can cultivate is mastery over your own mind. It is the power to direct your thoughts, control your emotions, and shape your beliefs. This internal sovereignty grants freedom from the chaos of external circumstances and the opinions of others. It is the seat of all creation, the birthplace of every action, and the sanctuary of your true self. To master your mind is to hold the keys to your destiny. Now is the moment to declare your commitment, to refuse the poverty of limiting beliefs, to shatter the chains of fear, to rise with discipline, vision, and resilience, to build a mindset rich in courage, wisdom, and gratitude. The path is yours to choose, and the riches you seek are waiting not outside, but within. Walk forward with unwavering faith in your power to create, to grow, and to become. You cannot be rich with a poor mindset, so choose richness. Choose greatness. Choose yourself. Begin now.